Hi everyone, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How is everyone doing today? I want to welcome everyone to my channel first and then let you know I'm here to share these journals with you. I finished them. I did show you a preview of the pages in a couple of videos ago. And so I finished them now. I think they came out really awesome. I was going to try to finish them and do a video by yesterday or last night, but I, wasn't quite done tweaking them. I just had some things I wanted to put in here and I just didn't want to rush through it. So I got them done. As you can see, there's 3 here. I'll show you the front covers real quick. And I'm going to start doing a flip throughs of all of them because they're all a little different, even though they're very similar. And so if this video gets too long, I'll divide it up into more than one video. So no particular one to start with, but I'll start with this one. As you can see, it has a pretty lace tie closure here. So I'll take that off. And I'll just show you, which I already showed you a detailed look of the cover. So I'll just show you that I added, after I sewed in the pages, I put a little piece of the same lace that I used as the tie closures on these. I put a piece right here. I thought it just added a lot to it and looked really pretty, and I don't want to mess up my focus here, but I want you to be able to see how pretty that is and how pretty it turned out. The covers are stitched all the way around, and it's got this satiny ribbon over here and just the collages on the front pin here, a little tiny button here as a reminder. So we'll just get started with the flip through. On the inside I have the pattern paper cardstock. It was from a paper pack, not from pattern, but it happened to be that type of paper. And also I had mentioned in the previous video that these just gave me the sewing vibe with these dress forms and mannequins on the front. So I incorporated some sewing themed papers in here, and I just thought that went really well with the other pages and papers that I used. In the front pocket I have a little booklet made out of scraps, and I have just a journaling paper that I made. It says take note right there, and a little tag that I had made that's hearts on both sides, just using up some of my little scraps and stickers and things. This is from an old pattern here, this page, and it's got a pocket with just some memo paper in here that you can use for writing, or gluing into or stapling or whatever you want to do into the journal here, decorating. And so, yeah, I've got some sewing themed pages, some Daphne's diary pages, some plain paper where the colors coordinate with this journal, a Daphne's diary here with a sewn on pocket. In here I've got this one of my letters, one of my French letters that I tore the edges so it looks like an old letter and coffee dyed the back. So that's just to have fun with, decorating or journaling on, whatever you want to do. One of my little button cards that I make, and a little tiny kind of air melt envelope there. I've made those too. And this is the time card page that I talked about, 2 videos ago, where I took 2 time cards that Aaliyah had sent me in Happy Mail, and I turned them into a page where I put them together with a strip of scrap, paper that I used in this journal. I glued them onto the strip and made, a double page out of them, so that could be a whole 2 pages in this journal. So that's the front side. I've got some little bluish or aqua colored, I want to make sure you could see these pretty little pearls there. And then on this page, this was a Daphne's diary page that I sewed. This is pretty kind of a wide blue lace here. And I've got a little pin here, a bulb pin. And this is one of the charms that I had dyed with alcohol ink or with ink, so I put one of those on there. I thought that was really pretty to put on there. That all coordinates well with the colors in this junk journal. This is a page from the sewing book that I showed earlier, Daphne's diary. This is one of my little prongs that I put in some extra coffee dyed paper here for you to write on, and that's the double prong, so it's on both sides of this page. That's the paper underneath, which is, this is cardstock scrapbook paper type page, and then this is some coffee dyed paper underneath a piece of cardstock scrapbook paper. This is the back, or actually the front side, and then this is the back side. I just thought that was pretty, so I put that on the outside, and I had pink dyed that on the back. So that's that. This is just some stationery that I had come across in a thrift store where I coffee dyed the back, and I've got a little kind of a postal stamp right here, postal related, and that folds over. Then some scrapbook paper, it's double-sided, and that's kind of cardstocky. Some Daphne's diary and plain paper that folds out there for extra room. So all these kind of pages are from Daphne's diary. Some lined blue paper, and on this page I have a pocket here. This is the one that's made from the Rolodex card that I had folded up 2/3 of the way and sewed on. Also sewed on a piece of Tim Holtz ephemera here, and in the pockets I've just got a little card here and some S&H green stamps in here, right here, and to use as you wish in your journal, and a little tiny tag. And I make these out of scraps and use these in my journals. I also have those in my shop for sale. And then this is from a sewing book. This is a pink doily. This is a bag that I had received from a Leanne Happy Mail, and I made pockets out of this. And I've got some goodies, some stickers in there, and a tag that you can decorate and use as you wish. This is a center, and since this was sewing theme, I put some buttons on here instead of beads, and I thought that just was more appropriate for this journal. It's not necessarily sewing theme, I just, like I said, included some sewing related pages and things in here. And this side of the bag I have this is one of my pink dyed, I dyed these pink, these guest checks, and I've got a little bingo card in here just to have fun with. It's coffee dyed. This came out really cute. I love those. And now we're on the back side here. So that's sewing related paper. I think that's so cool. And you can see, you pretty much can tell what they are here. Okay, so this is a page I inserted last. I just had this kind of idea of something I wanted to work on, and this is why it took me a little bit longer to get this done, and I didn't get it done in time to do a video last night. But what I did here was, this is an envelope, and these are envelopes, white envelopes that Aaliyah sent me in the Happy Mail. And so I was looking through my envelopes last night, and I found these. I had put them away already in my envelope drawer, and I thought I was looking for one that would fit in here. So what I did with this is, I also had been wanting to decorate some envelopes. So what I did was put some of the pattern, I just took the plain white envelope, and I wanted to make it easy too. I didn't want to get a lot of supplies and tools out here and have to, do too much. But I wanted to look old and vintage and to go with this journal. So what I did is this envelope has a big flap on it. Not big, but not just a little tiny flap like regular envelopes, like card envelopes or letter envelopes. But this is more like, I don't know what this envelope came from, but it has a bigger flap here. This is the flap. This is the envelope. So I put tissue, on this one I put tissue from a pattern on it. Here you can see the tissue. I put a little strip of music paper here. I put just some decorations here, some buttons, a piece of Helen Steiner Race book page, some trim, a little piece of trim, vintage trim there. And I scored it right here so that it would bend easily. And I sewed it on this page with some zigzag stitch right here, so it bends back easily. And then more tissue paper and music paper. And in here I have a couple of little goodies, just some, random things that you can use in this journal. Some ledger and a little piece of kind of vellum paper. So those are in there to have fun with. But I wanted the envelope to fold back like this, so you have good access to get into the envelope, and then you have access to this page, and it kind of folds around the page like that. So that was my goal in making this page, and I think it came out really good. I did distress it and age it also around all the edges, front and back, and I think it looks really cool with the sewing themed kind of tissue and buttons on there, and it that all the colors, I'd made sure the colors of the buttons went with this journal. So I think that came out really good. It was worth spending a little more time in incorporating that into the journal. So here's an ad that was in that sewing book that I put in here. This is a little kind of dress form rubber stamp that I have that I've stamped right there on that time card. I put a little bookmark in each one. So this is a pretty little bookmark that I had in my stash. Whenever I run across bookmarks at a thrift store, I go ahead and get them, and so I can put one, if I have any, I'll put them in a journal. And this was, it coordinated with this journal well, so I put that in there. And then we're almost at the back, a couple more memo notes here. This one has a coffee cup on it. This one says mom note. So just some fun little memo slips there. This is the back pocket, and I have a little note here. It says mental note, and just, it's a little post-it, and I just put one of those at each of the journals in the back like this, so you can move that around. And then I just have some random things in here from my stash, little journal cards, and a little kind of collage journaling card that I had made with some scraps, and this little piece that was a cut out from a paper pack. So that's in there. So that's that one. And let's see, I can't see my time really well on this camera when I'm taping, but we're at about 13 minutes. I hate to not take the appropriate time with the other one too, so maybe I'll end this video here and I'll do a separate video on the other two journals. These are not in my shop yet, so I will also, I want to get these in my shop, but I think these came out so cute. I really loved working on these, and now my goal was, in starting these, was to use up all of my Daphne diary pages, Daphne's diary magazine pages, which I did. All I have left is a few scraps, and I have those in my scrap pile, and I will be using those too. So I didn't throw anything away from this magazine, and I think I, just enjoyed using every single page and enjoyed making these journals, and they came out so cool. I just, really loved making them. So I'll end it here and quit talking your ear off, and I hope everybody has a great week, and I'll see you in my next video with those other two journals. See you next time. Bye-bye.